This episode is sponsored by CJ Wassell Roofing and Building Solutions. For all your roofing, building and landscaping needs, call CJ Wassell in Leeds, Pontefract, Barnsley, Doncaster and surrounding areas. Contact details in description below. You can also find them on Facebook.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to No Bones Fight Talk. We are here today with Ryan Robinson. He's the owner of the Ultimate Shred Academy and Yorkshire Gladiators Boxing Gym. Thanks for coming, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having
Thanks
me.
for
Thank you very
taking
much.
time from your busy schedule.
I couldn't miss it after that video. I'd say.
Yeah, I know.
What video was that?
I knew he was going to bring it up, I just didn't realize it'll be so quick.
Let's get straight
so
into what
soon.
I
video.
want to get straight into it, so I got asked to go on Joe Rogan's podcast. Oh, come on here with man who says prolapse every 2 minutes. So.
You mean relapse?
Yeah.
You see, when you were fixed up. You know,
You know a local lad, he looks after us. Yeah, thanks for coming, mate. Like I said, I know you're a busy man. You've got a lot going on, but if you don't mind, we would like to start at the beginning. What you were like growing up as a kid?
Just straight up council estate kid, to be honest. Yeah, so I was sort of in that. I think I'm the last generation for where they went from having no phones to phones, and same with like Facebook. I think when I left school, Facebook had just become a thing, so I actually got a proper childhood. Where
actually
we were,
played outside.
Oh, we're never inside. Like, come in when street lights come on. That were basically it. Or playing football every day, or swinging from stupid heights in trees. So so literally that's it. I want a straight A student in school or anything, but good attendance, good all round lad. Really, just
good kid.
easily distracted. Still to this day, shiny object syndrome, I think. But yes, literally, nothing major exciting really with my childhood. Like I always played football as I was younger. My dad were always massively supportive, took us everywhere. Used to never let us miss a football game, no matter what. Even if I said, "Dad, I've got a headache," he'd go, "Well, time to get over it," and jump in car, put Green Day on, and that was it. We were playing football. So that's sort of reason why we are. Well, I am why I am today. So which is a good thing.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
But that's what led me sort of into the fight. Like me and my twin brother were just getting into more bother when we were playing football towards back end. So
Yeah, so what's the channel that energy into?
yeah, we were just obviously I'm only like 5'4", and all lads started growing quicker than me. I never seemed to get the growth spurt at all that I was waiting for. So I always had to be a bit more fiery than other ones and get stuck in. So yeah, that I just took it from that and then straight into the fight. So
Started with MMA.
yeah, so MMA, like I mentioned before, 2 years before it started. So I started when it were only just getting big. That's when there were a couple of UFCs were on. I was watching all UFC highlights. I just thought I was main character. Everyone, do you know when you're watching like UFC, mate, there'll be a banger of a song on, and then someone's winning fight after fight after fight, and you always imagine you're one winning, don't you? So that was it.
Anderson Silva.
Yeah, main character syndrome. Yeah, all Anderson Silva, all best times like that. So we just got into it through that. Like literally thought I was going to be main character in a story, win every fight. Thought I would just hard as nails.
Just thought I could do that. Watch him and you go, I could do that.
Literally that's what it was like. Like one of my friends had seen me, got into a little bit of bother in town, and he was like, "Oh, I should get a fight set up." And he'd already had a fight. Again, training at no gym. He said, come on, you should have a fight. I said, all right, no problem. Like, I think it was the day after, he rung me, said, you got a fight in 4 weeks.
How old were you then?
I was 17.
You 17?
And then we fought in pro MMA gloves as well. We didn't even, the switched it.
4 ounce gloves.
Yeah. We had 4 rounds straight away. And I fought a lad who'd had, I think he'd had eight fights for my debut, or might have been more, but his record was something like 3-6. So
how old were you then?
17.
17.
And he was like 24. And I had no tattoos, anything. We've got all videos on YouTube.
What, he had like 9 fights?
He'd had 9 fights. So this is how naive I was. Like now, looking back, if I won't set any of my lads up with someone who'd had that much experience, but I thought he's lost 6 times, I'll smash his head in. That's what I swear on my life. And I can remember my twin brother fought, and you watch it video, it's hard to watch it because he gets in position, like gets on the lad's back. Like, don't put his hooks in or anything. Like, you know, obviously when you get someone in sort of on the back, get your hooks in, get your legs behind theirs. And he just laid on his back with his legs just swinging in there. Because we knew nothing.
So it was full rules then?
Yeah, full rules. So my brother lost, and he comes up and says to me, he goes, "You'll smash this, right?" As if I was fighting the same lad. Like, we were that like sort of naive to it all. I stopped the lad in second round, knocked him out in second round. Went to fight at, what's it called, Marcon Suite, Bolton Football Stadium. Fought in there, fought a 30-year-old. Right, he had like 4 kids and all that watching him, his kids and stuff. He had wife, he was 6'2" or 6'3". He was 3-0. Big, bald, scary looking guy. Again, thought, I'll smash him to bits. Honestly, that's what I thought. Swear to God, went out, beat him in first round.
Did you?
Right, that's when I had my brother and just a guy from gym in my corner.
So barely any training, really?
No training.
Training.
We used to book out Featherstone Sports Hall for a £5, and we used to get YouTube up, put YouTube up, type in like tech downs and stuff.
That's wild.
Yeah, and then for the third fight, then that's when I thought, because I got ranked against a lot. I think you're about 8th ranked in country for amateurs at the time, and I watched all these fights. They're all stand up. I thought I best go to a proper gym and start learning how to fight. But all my first fights, I were Superman punches, everything. Honestly, like I said, main character. I thought I was the bollocks, right? And then
it sounds like it all came natural into you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, I boxed when I was really young, but not for long. I I was going to go through amateurs, and I sent everything off, and then before the season went, we got pushed aside with everyone else, and I sort of lost a bit of interest for it. But other than that, I was literally all the kicking side of it and stuff. I've always been quite a natural athlete in that sense. But so I've gone down to this gym for the first time then, and that's when everyone just battered me. They're real people who can fight. Yeah, 100% levels. And
whereabouts were that though?
That was Sescu, it was called. It's in Sescu, like South Hempsall and Upsall and all them. So I went down there, that was Ian Jones. But everyone in there were like 85 kilograms. Like everyone, Smart, we were fighting at 66 kilo at the time.
Scott Askham is from that end as well, isn't he?
Yeah, I used to train with Scott and everything. There's Neil Wayne, who's still my coach now. Yeah. I used to train at Neil's gym, Ludus Magnus.
Yeah, in Donny.
Yeah, and now he works at my gym, but he's still my coach. Even though it's my gym, I still feel like he's boss. It's weird, yeah. But yeah, I had loads of love for him. But anyway, so I had that fight. I took like 2 coaches of people down. Everyone, obviously, when you're winning, you create some momentum.
They all jump on
in fighting, everyone wants to be around it. I mean, I always had like a good following anyway, but I took these 2 coaches down and I lost it for a minute and a half. Got caught in a submission, but I didn't even know what it was. Like, I didn't know how to get out of it. I'm slamming kid on the floor, and it's putting me more and more into this lock.
Deeper in,
well, when we'd come out, like I'd watched every single fight clip I'd watched of him. He was stood up. Every fight, I think he running like 4-4 record though, but I just knew he were good. And only fights he'd lost were to people who were like top end, do you know what I mean? And I watched all of them were stand up, so I thought that's why I went to the gym, because I thought I really need to start like work some proper stand up, because I was a bit wild in my first 2 fights. Like I sort of got a bit lucky in a way.
More on adrenaline and a bit of aggression.
100%. Like if it went past them, like it was first punch in second round, I finished him in first. But if I got out into the second and third deep at rounds, I knew. They can only get you so far, that craziness, can't it? So, but I forgot where I was then. That's when I went down with Paul Daly, that we were about earlier. So, went down to Nottingham to train with Paul Daly. And he says, when you get in this position, right, so it was like sort of like an head and arm thing, he says, 90% of the time.
Head and arm triangle?
Yeah, so it's hard to explain it when you're not there, but it was like, they're laid sort of on the side, and you're like in side control.
Yeah.
And he says, if he'll roll over, and I can slip Anaconda through there. That's it. That's what he'll do. If not, post down, trap his head, ground and pound. You'll finish fight. Anyway, it gets to that moment in fight, and I swear to God, in my head, I could hear this Paul Daly's voice, and I was like, this is it. I've won. I've won. I was like, this is it. He rolled the other way. Got me in a submission. No idea what I was doing. I was just slamming. Even after I'd lost, and they were like, what did you lose by? I don't know. And then someone said it was Kimura. I said, I can't even spell it. So that was MMA career. Obviously, I'd lost that to the jiu-jitsu. Ended up going really heavy on the wrestling, and then I competed in a jiu-jitsu tournament. I was like doing that more than anything then at the time. Once I'd lost with it, obviously I knew that. Did you try
Sambo at all?
No, I only found out about Sambo probably after I stopped doing MMA, which is a bit crazy.
So in that time though, did you feel like you had to improve on your ground game, obviously, because your hands were decent enough? You were a bit of a natural on feet.
I was quite natural with my feet, like I said, because I'd done boxing when I was younger, and then I'd never lost stood up. I'd not even lost one part of a round really from the stand up. Like I always looked dead comfortable. Did the grappling. That's when I fought my twin brother in final. And so I was matched against a guy, and he were actually, when I got there, his name was on the sheet. I went to wrestle against my opponent that I was fighting like 2 weeks later in the first round, but he never did it. He obviously chose my name, chose not to do it. Because I know he were a boxer, he were a head boxing coach of FCPC fight team in Lancashire. So He was like head boxing coach, so obviously his weakness was his grappling as well. So he's come down. I was supposed to fight him. I didn't. They gave me a bye into next round, and then I had three more fights. My brother had fought 4, and then I fought my twin brother in final. Right.
Isn't that weird? Or?
Yeah. Well, we used to compete all the time. Again, I was saying before this, like when we were growing up, if we were arguing, we always had little boxing sets and them little punch bag things where you stood on them and hit them. And if we were arguing, my dad would be like, "Well, if you're gonna argue, just get them on." We used to be sparring at garden, like. But we've always just been like it. Or get a bunch of your friends around and everyone spars together. Or you've all got one glove each, and it's like, you know what I mean?
I've done that when I was a kid as well.
So we've always competed against each other, and we were each other's main sparring partners. Because we've never gone to a gym.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you that.
We'd never really gone to another gym, like especially for the first few fights. And we used to get as best rounders against each other because everyone was so big in our gym. Like everyone was 85, 95 kg. So the most even matches were against each other. So we had to go against each other, and we're like, well, what are you gonna do? Do you know what I mean? So we did that. I actually thought he won the first one. Once when they raised my hand, I was a bit shocked. I thought he'd edged it.
They didn't get mixed up, did they?
Yeah, well, they might have done, but either way, I won it. So he'll be watching anyway. So champs here.
Not taking that away from him.
And then the second time I beat the lad as well, the boxer. I actually out-grappled him as well. Yeah, so I'll divert to that actually. So when me and my brother were obviously fighting, we had no management, we had no coaches, we were literally just here, there, and everywhere. We went down for this massage in Manchester from the promotion. It said, "Oh, go down and get looked after by these two women," and then it was. He said, no, unfortunately not.
Here we go. I told you it wouldn't take him long.
Yeah, no, he's here. This is like
good job this way. He'll be on about shitting.
Yeah, so that's what we actually. Do you know Michael Bisping?
Yeah.
So his Thai boxing coach, Daz Morris.
Yeah.
So he ended up being there when we were doing this massage, just crazy, just weird, like turn of events that led. He says, "You got no manager?" And I said, "No." And asked us who we were fighting. Anyway, he ended up being his manager in the end. So me and my brother got matched up against these two, like it was stupid matchups. Like I got matched up. I was supposed to fight one of his lads. He said he don't want to fight you, but his coach will. And I was like, "Oh yeah, sound." Like crazy. They sent me an highlight video of him, and it was one fight, and he hit this lad with a 1-2 up cross. Boom, we sparked him straight out. I said, "Do you want to fight him?" I'm like, yeah, sound. So they said, "What are you fighting him for?" Anyway, we ended up fighting. I ended up beating him out, grappled him. And then my brother fought this other guy who'd experience-wise for him, he had titles on other shows, and he'd come for like a jumping, like a Superman punch on my brother, and my brother knocked him out mid-air. So on this night, so that's where they come to us then and says, right, let's put the plan together. We got sponsored by Sanday, which was the biggest like Thai boxing company in the world at the time. Just all happened, just crazy through MMA thing. And then my last fight I got caught in a triangle choke in it must have been last 16 seconds, but I'd have been asleep for 10 seconds. Like if I didn't tap out, just been a limp body for 10 seconds.
So how many fights did you have in total in MMA?
I had 5 in MMA.
Yeah.
So I had 5 in the MMA. In between that last one though, I fought my brother again in another final, in another grappling tournament. Same thing. This one. So we'd both gone through. We won each one. Quite good as well. Like, don't want major competitive. I know I fought one AVT lads in semi-final, and he had like cauliflower ear and stuff, and he was good, and I sort of just edged that. And then I was fighting my brother. He was the last one to fight in semi-finals, and he was fighting somebody he was supposed to fight a couple of weeks later against one of his teammates, and they're shouting, he's got no jits, because we're like good, strong wrestlers. But so my brother's got him in this choke anyway. He's got his head tucked into it. He's trying to choke him out. And these lads are shouting, he's got no jits, and then I'm going crazy. And it burnt his arms out, basically, squeezing that hard. Tapped the lad right at last, like, 30 seconds, right? So my brother's come out, he couldn't even clench his hands because his arms were that pumped and gassed. So I'm massaging his arms to go against me, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah? And I hit him with a Bobby Boucher double leg, like literally waterboyed him, took him down, he falls back. He was just sort of, you could tell there, he knew points were big then. So I've hit him in the stomach as he keep going. I nearly got DQ'd, disqualified for hitting him. No punching, or like, it's not, obviously you can't punch in the jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah, that's
so
right.
So I whacked my brother, like his stomach, saying, carry on, nearly disqualified me. So, yeah, crazy. So I had five of those, 2 gold medals in jiu-jitsu, and that's when I went on to unlicensed boxing.
Oh, did you go straight into unlicensed boxing then?
How long did it take you to become, well, not good, at least decent in jiu-jitsu, you would say?
Do you know what? I took to it really well. I'm one of them, like I was saying with the school, I want like a straight A student, anything book smarts. Terrible. But if you showed me a demonstration of a submission or some sort of reversal or transition, I'd be able to teach it like instantly.
Yeah,
that's
like purely practical memory, like anything I see when I watch it and I can put it into practice, I can do it quite quick. So I picked the jiu-jitsu up pretty quick. Like I'd probably say within 6 months, that's when I think that's when my first. That was my first competition. Was like 6 months into actual jiu-jitsu
competition.
Yeah. And the funny thing with that as well, I got accused of sandbagging. I don't know if you know what that is. Yeah. So I had, the rash guards. So I had a rash guard on, right, and it had a blue sleeve. I just thought it was a cool rash guard, but apparently it means you're a blue belt. Yeah. So I was in this white belt tournament. I just wanted a cool rash guard, so I always got accused.
Black belts kicking off.
That's what I mean. And then I actually looked on the website, and they were like purple arm and like white one and stuff like that. I had this blue one on anyway, so I looked like I'm jumped in this white belt jiu-jitsu tournament and beat everyone as a blue belt.
Parents are kicking off.
Going mad. What a dick.
So you were 17 when you got into MMA?
Yep.
How long did that go on until before you got into unlicensed boxing?
I think I was 21. I think I was.
So you went into unlicensed boxing at 21?
Why?
Yeah.
Why? That's why.
Right.
Like,
So
and that was
so
back 10 years ago.
That's a wild change.
So I'd only lost by getting submitted. Right. Anytime when I was getting tucked at ground, that's when I was losing. Even though I was good at jiu-jitsu, I was very much concentrated on like ground and pound side of it. Like I sort of just jiu-jitsu would just disappear.
Like body
out
engage you basically. Yeah. That's what they do.
Yeah, I just disappeared out my head, and I wanted to concentrate on my striking. I preferred the striking, so I wanted to go to boxing. I always loved boxing since I were a kid. So the transition there at the time, I believe, like don't quote me on it, but at the time you couldn't. Because I'd already fought, which were classed as like semi-pro at time with the amateur MMA, because it was called NSAC at time, and I fought in pro gloves, you weren't allowed then to go in the amateurs. Right. So the unlicensed were the route to pro boxing. And you've always been able to do unlicensed. I don't know if you know Ishmael Davis.
So let's say that again. So if you fought with 4 ounce gloves, as in MMA, and you decide to go boxing, you can't go to amateurs just because you fought with 4 ounce gloves.
Well, now it's changed. But that, at the time, because I'd fought, and it was classed as semi-professional at the time, or this is what I got told, or I got some bad information at the time, saying, you won't be able to do amateurs now because you've already fought.
It was a bit like Wild West, then, wasn't it? Like
everything
rules bent.
And, So that's just what I got told. I never actually went in to find that out though, so maybe not. But the rules definitely were that you could do unlicensed and then you could turn professional. Like I said, Ishmael Davis, he fought Josh Kelly and stuff. I used to spar with Ishmael. He'd had 12 unlicensed, same as Wardley. He'd only had 12 unlicensed, straight professional, right? So at the time when I was fighting then, I was just fighting again. I wanted to fight everybody, never like picked a fight because I thought if I were professional, I should be beating everybody at this level.
That's always been your mindset then, really?
100%, yeah. Never picked a fight. I always thought if I lost, then I just need to work hard. I just need to work harder. I always thought I should have been going pro. If you lose, then you need more fights. And that's just how I've always seen it. I wouldn't do it with my lads now, but that's just that way I've always looked at it.
I think if you want to be professional, that's a helpful way to look at, rather than, I lost, I must be not good enough, and then eat yourself up for days, and then next fight is coming up. Am I going to lose again? Or, so if you have that look, that way of looking, I think that's quite healthy if you want to become a good fighter. Yeah,
I think Danny Mitchell says it all the time, actually. He says, don't be picking having fight camps for amateur fights and stuff. Every one of them experience.
Yeah, get as many fights as you can under your belt.
Just keep fighting. Fight everybody. Like you'll find out you'll learn more from the losses than you do the wins anyway.
They always say that as well. Like protect your O in boxing, but as an amateur, should you be protecting your O really?
No.
It's the experience, not the.
I think the losses are healthy. I really do.
Literally get in as many fights as you can. I luckily I didn't lose then unlicensed. I was going to turn professional. We went into lockdown. That was when I want to turn professional.
Yeah.
Went into lockdown.
Sorry, how many unlicensed did you have though?
I had 11 unlicensed. So 10 10 I won, I got a draw, but I got robbed out of that. That were like one of their home guys. I went up 3 weight categories to fight him, to call him out. I was supposed to fight. So they said if I win, then next fight I'll fight for a belt, and then I won, and then they put like 2 belts in the same weight category for their gym. So I said, well, who's got the same, which is fucking nuts, like. But I said, well, who's got the next belt near me? And they sent me a picture of this kid with belt here, belt here, belt here, belt here, and I said, "Nah, nice one, I'll fight him." So I thought, every time I'd watched him, it always seemed to have like journeymen. So I just always thought he had a padded record. He was actually really good. Like I thought he was Jamie Larkins. If I don't, he might watch. You never know. But yeah, top man, good fight, rematch. He retired after that, so yeah, he went running after that. But yeah, so after that one. Like I said, I had a bit of time off then. I got my own gym.
So all this were around 2020.
Yeah, literally 2020. So I got my own gym in 2020.
Why did you decide to open your own gym?
That's always been my dream. That's always I had it written down in my diary as a young PT. All the things I wanted to achieve, and like boxing and fighting's always just been on side. I just enjoyed it. I used to walk off without me fight purse. I used to have like I had 250 quid for fighting. I'd just walk off without it, and they'd have to send it in post. I literally used to just love doing it. I used to fight when they want. People now, a lot of them do it because they want to be good on Facebook or video of them on Instagram.
They do that actually.
I didn't care.
And most of my absolutely loves fighting.
Most of my videos aren't even videoed. I've got loads of clips on phones and me like stopping lads.
There is a video on YouTube where you literally somebody's filming from the top.
Yeah.
And you can see it like somebody's holding a phone.
Yeah,
and filming
I've got loads. Some of my best clips are from mobiles, from corners, but I'm like, I thought I wish I had that in HD. Some knockdowns on that, but yeah. So I was just like that. I just thought I just love it. I loved the mindset for it. I loved just everything about going. Like most of my fights, the lads when I turned up, there were no weighing scales. They were heavier than me. Like most lads who I fought were 73 kilo. I was 66.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah, I used to just turn up and just
2 or 3 weight divisions.
Yeah, I fought a 77 kg title. One of me. Not 2 fights ago. Last fight, I fought a guy in 4 ounce gloves boxing. He was 77 kilogram. I was 68. So I fought him for a hybrid title. First ever hybrid champion ever in UK.
You are?
Yeah, Scott McHugh put me onto it. He said, I've got that message. I'll show you. I fought Aidan Sheriff, who at the time he just got fastest BKB knockout ever. And that was my first one back after a few years. But I stopped Aidan in the second round.
When was this?
This war. I can't even tell you what year it is. It's because I've diverted that. So yeah, I'll go back to that one first because that'll lead me back to the timeline. So 2020, that's when I opened my own gym. February moved into my first house. March went into lockdown. Right. So I had to shut my first gym. April, my daughter was born. Right. So fucking crazy, I know. So I come up with the idea, Ultimate Shred. I know you mentioned that earlier. So I'd been doing that anyway, but it'd always been like local, and it used to be dead busy. I put it on.
That's before lockdown.
Yeah. I did that in 2015, and then I turned that to online, and it went all over the world. I woke up in the morning, I'd had like 1,000 sales on it. It was crazy. So that's what then I thought, do I want to go professional with boxing? Is it best time now? We're in lockdown. My daughter's just been born. I've got my gym. I've just started this online business. I'm making like good money at the time as well, like for what I'd done. And I thought, what were more important to, it's like follow this dream that I thought always run at the side or look after my family, which I felt like the thing at the time was to look after my family.
It's different when you have family, isn't it?
100%.
You think about yourself kind of as a secondary person, isn't it?
100%. Like I always put them first before everything. It's difficult now. Like when I used to train, when I was in fight camps, it like my mum still, but she'd baby me now. She could, like, to this day. But I'd get back after training, that'd be it. You'd be on the sofa, laid down. She'd be bringing me drinks, tea, and all that. So 100%. Come back now, and I'm washing pots. So So it's completely different now. So that's when I had the gap from lockdown. So that was my first attempt. I was gonna go pro. Just time lockdown wasn't the right time. Decided to come back. Always one thing with boxing is it never leaves you. Like the fighting career, it's always there. Yeah. There's no feeling like it. Like it's different to anything. Like obviously, best feeling in the world when your kids are born, but that thing for yourself of achievement is just different. Like I think there's different forms of like that success in that way, and like, do you know what I mean? So. Just there's no feeling like it. And I was a corner man then. So I was cornering for everybody as well, cornering Anthony Holmes, Jack Culshaw, loads of big bare knuckle names. Ellis, like I said, Aaron Slimane. Cornered them all. Been there for world titles, British titles, all of them, and that's where I got stuck going into that, and that's what made me then. Like I always said when I was younger, I never wanted to be the one on the coach going to watch someone. I always wanted to be that person, the main guy. And I sort of fell away from it. I was sort of all family, which obviously is great. And then I was cornering everyone else, and you sort of get pushed aside when you're pad man and corner man. Do you know what I mean? Like you get a couple of thank yous here and there sometimes, but it's sort of like it's all the praises on them, and you know how many hours you've put in, and it just is what it is. Part of the game. Good on them. So they should get the props for doing it. But I've always got that itch that I wanted it to be me. So got matched up with a bare knuckle fight. So that'd be interesting. So I've had bare knuckle lads on.
Yeah.
Right. So I got rung, but I think that might have been Bakewell.
Yeah, Andrew Bakewell.
Yeah. I think Andrew messaged me. That's when we were doing BFBA. And I got asked. He asked me to fight on that against a lad. I won't mention any names, but he cheap shot me in sparring when I was right young. That were down with Ishmael and stuff down at Sharky's gym in Leeds. So I went down.
Was that Golden Team?
No, that's when I fight out now.
All right.
Yeah. So I'd gone down there. Like I said, I've always been a bit of a traveller everywhere. Me, I'm just here, there, and everywhere. Never fought out main gyms.
What, spars?
Yeah, just I used my fault.
I think that's how you all the best ones. That's what they seem to do. It's the best thing to do, isn't it? Even Danny Mitchell, he says to all his all people that he coaches, says the same thing. Just go to other gyms.
You get comfortable. Like when you're in your own gym, it don't matter. Trying to hard spar with someone who you know is just not the same. And that adrenaline dump when you get someone in your face who you don't know trying to take your head off.
You've got to be switched on, then, aren't you? If
that's
you don't know
what
them
gets
as well.
you. You've already lost a couple of rounds before you even gone in. So that's what made me. I'm always cool as a cucumber at night. Like I always feel dead at home when I'm in the ring. Like I've never really had I won't really say I've had an off night. When I've turned up, I've always been ready.
That's all right.
You've always been mentally there.
Even if I've lost, I've always put in I've only ever lost 3 times, and I've competed 19 fights, including jiu-jitsu ones like 20, 25, 26. I've only ever lost 3 times.
It's a good record.
So good all-round record. But again, a lot of that is because I fight like a spar. I can still believe now that I still haven't fought to my true potential. So I think I've chased that as well.
You feel like you're still learning now as well?
I'm still learning every day. Every day, like Neil Wayne, shout out to Neil. He still shows me stuff today when I'm like... And you know what? Half the time when he tells me, it makes so much sense. I think, why have I not even thought of it like that? Yeah. And it just seems so obvious. And when he tells me, I'll do it, and I'll do it that way forever now. And I'm like, what were I even doing before doing this? Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah. So back to the bare knuckle guy. Anyway, so he says to me, "Do you fancy a few rounds with me?" I'd already sparred like loads and loads of rounds. He says, "Fancy a couple of rounds with me?" I says, "Yeah, I can do." He says, "I've hurt my right hand though. I've hurt my right hand, so I can't throw my right hand. But I can use my left." This guy had fought on like Box Nation and stuff. He said, "I'm pro, so it'll do you some good experience for you." Anyway, like a bit patronising. He says, "Come on, come have a couple of rounds with me." I kept going, "Be good to move about with your pro." Kept saying that all the time. I thought,
yeah.
Anyway,
I don't even know
so
him,
anyway, so we come out anyway. Touch gloves. Said he were only going to use his jab. It's me. Cross up, cross, boom, 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 straight down pipe. Right, proper lit me up, and then goes gets out of the ring, hurt my hand. Right, properly cheap shot me. So I got matched up to fight in bare knuckle. So I obviously wanted to get that back. So I took it, right, and that's when I took. So Scott McHugh, you know Scott McHugh, right? Yeah. So Scott rung me up. Literally, must have been half an hour after this guy had matched me up. So I don't know how he knew, right, or 6 cents or whatever. But he knew, and he said, "Do you want to fight on my show? With 4 rounds, get used to having the smaller gloves again."
It's more like a hybrid.
Yeah, so I took it. As soon as I beat him, next day, lad pulled out. But it's lucky, really, 'cause my hands are like fucking Kit Kats. Like, hands like breadsticks, they'll just crumble under pressure. I brought my hands in nearly every fight.
Oh, but even with the boxing gloves?
Yeah, boxing gloves as well.
Okay, now.
I've worn some small boxing gloves though as well.
When you were fighting with your brother in Garden,
yeah, probably was. Yeah, I can remember once that funny story actually, that we were playing like football at trampoline, and I can remember booting my brother's finger. Dislocated it out at side, so that's one of his injuries. Anyway, he's puts it back in place, walks back in house, tells me, "Mum, look what our eye's done," and she cracked him up. That's what fucking about. Yeah. So yeah.
Good mum.
Yeah, great mum. Yeah.
Yeah, knew how to teach her kids.
Yeah, got us right. From there, broke my leg walking. I wasn't doing the Free Peaks, but I was doing one of the Free Peaks.
Which one?
In Gilborough.
Right.
And I'm on the way down, literally, mate, I could nearly see it car. I'd done it all the way up, all the way back down, terrible conditions.
So you mean Yorkshire Three Peaks or
yeah.
Yorkshire Three Peaks? Yeah.
So I'm on the way down. I went with all boxing lads, right? So a couple of heavyweights were coming behind us, and every time they slipped, it was like
Bang.
gone, boom, yeah, funniest thing you've ever seen,
Yeah.
right. So
We've
what
seen a
I've
few
done,
of those.
so I got like instant karma. So I've come back uphill to video the lads because I would even slip. I slipped a couple of times, right? So I've come back up past this point to video the heavyweights. Luckily, I've got some good footage of them all falling like a stack of
dominoes.
cards. Every one of them, boom, 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 same bit. Best video ever. I'm crying with laughing. Turn around, slip, break my leg. Swear to God. Literally, snap my leg in half. There were.
What, at that point, were you actually lined up to fight?
I was 3 weeks into to like a fight camp where I put my pro license in. I was waiting for that back. At this point, like I said, the unlicensed was enough. So one of my pals from gym, he went straight through, got his pro license. He'd only had 4 unlicensed fights, straight through professional, right? I would, during my application, broke my leg, right? In April of that year, so I brought this January, 21st of January this. In April that year, they changed it to, you have to go through British Board, which is ABA's, amateur boxing.
Yeah, so it's a more stringent test.
Yeah, so it's just because there's loads of divs, that's why going through and like, I know some lads, again, I won't say any names, it's not slagging anyone off either. I just feel like you've got to pay your dues, you've got to have your fights. Like, I think a lot of people, they'll fight journeymen in unlicensed, and then they want to go through, get the pros, and then fight journeymen, and retire. And I just think you're not a real fighter. Yeah. Like, and that, again, each to their own, you can do what you want, but for me, I feel like, so I was quite happy to go back through amateurs, just because I felt like I'd not fought for so many years. I felt like, so I should have to earn it again. Like, you shouldn't be able to. You shouldn't be able
how
to
many
jump back
fights
in.
would you have to have then?
No idea. So they told me 2. So I got a fight, ended up fighting a 6'5" southpaw kid, first one back. I'd been sparring in this gym in Leeds with these 2 lads who were too heavy, and we got into it. It wasn't even boxing at the end. It was just we're all just trying to fight each other. My nose went in bits. They're big guys anyway, good boxers. So I couldn't spar them for a couple of weeks. I come back for a last heavy session. Pulled me back during that session, but no way could I have pulled out. I've been waiting for this fight. I'd had 3 different pullouts. I took 3 fights on 24 hours notice, and none of them accepted it. So I knew I had to stick to this fight no matter what. I thought I need to have 2 pro fights. That's what the board said. You've got to have 2 fights before you turn pro. So I thought, I can't pull out. Anyway, fought this kid. He, really, really, really good lad as well. It was my first time back in ring after 3 years.
You rusty.
I lost split decision. Like I said, I went into it with injuries. I'd not sparred for 4 weeks before. It's no excuses. Like, I don't care. Like, we had got a fight at night, and it was. I honestly loved it. Like, it's one of the ones where I lost, right, and I come out and I was still buzzing because we got a fight at night. I were in a war. That's it. I just realised then that being pro wasn't as important as what I thought, but it was just missing the fighting again and competing. That's what I missed. That's what I missed the most. And then I fought another 10 days later. They rung me on a Wednesday and they said, "Do you want to fight tomorrow night in Leeds?" So yeah, sound. So they took me out, undefeated kid, and I beat him like a unanimous decision with him. And then end at season, I put in for my application again. They knocked me back. You had enough fights. So.
There were few weeks back now, obviously. When we were in last bare knuckle in Birmingham, is it BKFC 77, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
There were a kid in there from Holland. What's his name? Zeger. Yeah, Zeger.
Yeah.
He got a notice in Holland
48
hours before. He was waiting for that phone call for 2 years. So obviously no fight camp, nothing. He was just training as he would.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, I'll take it. Jumped on plane, came here, knocked the guy, sparked out. Honestly, sparked the guy out. Went back home.
You were buzzing, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's again, saying that again from like being ready all the time and not having a fight camp, just being ready all year, train all year.
Do you believe in that then? Try and be
absolutely, and just be as active as you can. So next time I fight now is development tournament. I can't remember the proper name. It's an amateur tournament, and I'll potentially fight. So on the 14th of September, I'll turn up in Brid. Your name goes in and out whether you fight or not that day. just against anyone who comes out. You could be against the previous champ or whatever. So your name goes in the night, right? You're fighting tonight, you're fighting Wednesday, you're fighting. So it's like that, which again, I think that's class. Like, I love that. I like just turning up, no idea who you're fighting. Like that's what I enjoy all that. I love that. And then the chance then you fight on the Wednesday, because my weight category is very popular.
What weight is that? Sorry,
66 kilo.
66, you said, yeah.
So it's under 67
welterweight.
bracket.
Not welterweight. What's it called?
Mate, I couldn't even tell you. All I know is the kilo side of it. Is it welter?
No, it's not.
Bantamweight, I think.
It's bantam maybe.
Yeah,
it's not welter
because it's
now.
different in MMA and boxing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's why I realised
I always used to know the MMA, but I never used to know the
And
boxing.
what do you usually walk around an hour? What do you try and keep your weight
So
around?
I'm like 72, 73 at the minute. But I've always fought at 66, even if it were day before weighing or on the day like this. I need to be fighting fit on the day.
Yeah.
And whatever you're at, then I've got to stay at because, like I said, because my category is going to be busy. I could fight so the regionals have got to be in, between the 14th of September and 28th of September. So I might have 3 fights in that 2 weeks. So depending on, and they'll just ring you and be like, right, you're in fighting Wednesday, you're in fighting Friday.
And
or
you have to
Sunday.
be 66 kilos.
you've
basically.
got to
Have
be
you got
on
any
weight.
leeway? You got half a pound or leeway?
I know for usual fights they've got 2 kg, which I didn't know first time. Lad, I thought it came in at 70, like he told me, and it showed like he was 6'5", my weight somehow. No idea how. Yeah. Good fight. Like I said, great fight. Like, he might be in the tournament, so that'd be good. Try and get that back.
First fight, first one.
He keeps asking me to spar. I said, I thought I'd get away from you. He's really good. He fought another lad that I know and beat him as well. And he's really good. He was one of my toughest spars. The other guy, Jamai, is called, from Daryl Kendall's gym.
But it's the height. It's hard to escape from that, isn't it? It's just the
Southpaw
reach.
as well.
Southpaw as well. I've never had much experience at all against Southpaws. Like,
there's only a couple of percentage.
like even in all the gyms that I've been to, they've just
rare.
dropped on where I've just not really fought Southpaws. So, and I know I went to one lad sparring Southpaw. Now when I just come back after breaking my leg, like I think my second spar back, and the Southpaw, like, he just outboxed me, to be fair, and I just felt dead uncomfortable. Like, I thought when I come back, they said I wouldn't be able to box for at least a year, and I was back boxing against top level lads after 6 months.
Yeah.
Which I was buzzing for, and I thought, it's brilliant, it's fine. But then when I watched clips back and stuff, and I could tell my foot went right. You know, the leg that I was like, obviously the crutch leg, which is taking all the weight and stuff. Like, I didn't have the same spring in my right foot, so I was a bit off balance and that.
Over.
Yeah.
Weren't you a bit sore next day, or?
Yeah, but I feel fine now. So I lost 30% mobility in my ankle, like, for all the time. Yeah.
So a bad break there.
You completely snapped it in half. Yeah, I've got artificial ligaments and everything. I've got plates, screws, pins, whatever, you name it. It's in my leg, like Bionic Man. Bionic with MMA
How do you feel now with that then, when you're training and stuff?
Just as they said to me, they said your brain will respond that it'll think that nothing's ever happened. So it just adapts to it, so it just feels like it's normal. But it's not. Do you know, if I put my foot flat and try and get my knee towards the wall, like I'm literally just behind my toes. Like, it's really a restricted movement. Same if I did like a flat-footed squat, like a normal squat. I can't really do that anymore without my foot lifting. Luckily with boxing, like, you're obviously on balls of your feet, aren't you? So it don't really affect me boxing at all. Like, now I probably feel like I'm boxing better than ever going into this tournament. So potentially 6 fights in 4 weeks. So the regionals between 14th and 28th, and then the weekend after that is your quarterfinals, and then the week after that is your semis and the finals. They're on TV. They're on the same day. So nice. I could by mid-October I could have had 6 more fights, which again.
Which you're happy with?
Ace, I don't need to spar. I can just go and just fight every week. So every 4 days or whatever. But the only problem is my hands.
Do you, after all this, and if you come through well and you do well in this tournament, have you still got that itch to turn pro, do you think?
That's what I'm doing it for now. I feel like I'm in too deep now. I'm too old to start again. I left it too late anyway. So when I went and took that fight on a day's notice, it was at a university.
Right.
Like university versus university. I was like this standing, and no one were even, like, I bet nearest to me were 10 years younger than me. Like, every single one of them were just young lads, still in uni. Like 20, I think the lad I fought were 21. So I'd have been like 10 years older than him. So that he come out after, and he said, And he said, no offence to you, he said, but with your age, I didn't think we planned starting a bit slow and then picking it up towards the end, but he said, I just keep going with cardio. And I thought, you know. And
cheeky bastard.
I said, hey, you want to try chasing my kids around at 6 a.m, right? So he said, that's it. I said, what? He went, I knew it. I said, what? And he goes, fucking dad strength. I knew when you were hitting me, there was something different. Yeah. But yeah, no, I've got 2 kids now, so if one's not up, other one's up, like, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the end goal is to be professional. Like I said, I feel like I'm in too deep now. I give myself like till, I don't know, I'll give myself another year, definitely amateurs. Hopefully, if I won this tournament, like, cause anyone watching this now will be, if I go out first round, my apologies. I'll be trying, like, but yeah, no. But again, you could fight anybody, couldn't you? You could fight a person who's going to win it, or you could fight someone who's like.
You just don't know.
Is what it is. But either way, I do want to try and win it. I'm happy to say that because I believe that I can anyway. And then that would be enough for me to go pro. And then hopefully then dreams come true. Like, you know, if we're manifesting it.
So
Like, I win these 6, yeah, and then I'm turning pro over Christmas. Nice Christmas with family. Try and get away on an holiday. This is what I'm trying to.
And then plan for the first professional fight.
Yeah, and then I'd try and fight as many fights as I could early on. The idea then is to jump in maybe like an area title, English title, which never were even something I even thought about until P from Golden Team mentioned it. He says, right, mate, let's put a plan in. Obviously, time waits for no one. I'm a bit against time now, especially with the pro fight. So we're only going to come back and have 8.
You are only 31 though. It's not like you're 35 or 36 and you still got time. You have a good 5 years also, isn't it? Like very comfortable 5 years. I've always said
till I'm 35.
Yeah.
And I think the 35 then, unless you're Usyk, like, which is the absolute exception. You know, in MMA fights, they always say is it the 36-year-old curse or 35-year-old curse once they lose.
I think it is 36, I think, yeah.
And I've seen it with fighters and stuff as well, and I always feel like there's a bit of a decline once you get to that 35. They say between 30 and 35 is your optimal, like, physical peak as a male.
Yeah.
So. It's slightly different with heavyweights though, isn't it? Heavyweight can go on a lot longer, can't it?
100% exception for heavyweights. I have this conversation with Neil Wayne quite often as well, because we talk about, again, this timeline. And I just want to get these amateurs in, get the fights. Hopefully I want to try jump the queue somewhere, sort of take a risky fight.
Just get an opportunity.
And that'll be sort of, if I even fought for a professional title, it'd be more than what I even set out to do. So if I could do that, win, lose, or draw, it'd probably be done, and then I'd concentrate on my own coaching. I want to do the coaching for me, but I also want to do it for, like, credibility on my name. And people tell me, like, you don't need it for that. But in my head, like, if I were going to get taught professional by somebody, I'd want the coach to have been professional as well. I don't know, maybe that's old school. But I mean, it's not the same in every sport. I mean, some of the best managers in football are not the best footballers, or
that's right,
some of the best boxing coaches have not been pros. It's just a weird thing in my head that if I want to get this little town Pontefract on the map, I feel like I need at least that bit of a kickstart to be, I used to be pro, and then people sort of already know you from that. They know you've had experience, and then you can start then building. I feel like that'll just give me a kickstart for the rest of my life in terms of coaching.
I think business-wise, it helps, isn't it? If somebody knows that you've been pro, they're like, okay, so I want to go to this guy, and especially if you're
profile, doesn't it? You've been there and done it as well. When you
if someone comes in and they're like, I'm going to turn pro, and you're coaching them, and they say, what did you fight? You're like, unlicensed. I'm like, well, why am I listening to you? And I only feel like that is when it is with age as well. Like, I wouldn't ever question a 60-year-old man who'd been in it all his life. Like, when you put the years in, you learn that much. I think some people are better coaches. Like, I think my coaching is probably better than my own natural fighting at times. Like, I feel like I can break down the game and analyse everything cornering. I've cornered as long as I've fought. So when I was 17 fighting, I was cornering people. When I was 17, I was taking clients. Like, as a PT, training clients, again, didn't know what I was doing. Yeah. But I was going, turning up, cornering people, and I've done that ever since. So as I've grown as a fighter, I've been coaching at the same time.
Mm. When did Neil Wayne come into your life then? So how much do you credit that to him? How much have you learnt from him?
So for Neil, I hope he likes this bit. So I always give him I can't give him enough credit, to be honest. So I used to train at Neil's gym, Ludus Magnus. Always looked up to him. He's always been a beast. Always first one to tell everyone how much knowledge he's got. And then since coming down and working with me at the old gym that I had and this one, he's always just been just one of them coaches that you don't really get anymore. So he's one of them. He always say, "No, he's not a cheerleader. He's not a pad man. He's a coach." Like he'll give you knowledge that you've never heard. He gives you like little golden nuggets, and he'll tell a couple that fight some bits, and he'll tell you that he'll give you these special little bits. And like, sorry if I don't want to rat him out to everyone, but no, I always feel like he gives me them little special bits as well, which he does other lads as well. But I always feel like I've got a good bond with him. He'll put himself out of his way. He's not in it for money. He'll put his own free time, and he's always first to message you to see how you're getting on, or if he knows you're having a bit of a tough time, whether it's at home or through your training. If you've had a bad spar, he's always like one to message you in morning or at night, or give you a pat on back, or first one to tell me if I'm doing something wrong as well.
If
though.
you're slacking
yeah,
as well,
100%,
he'll get your fucking finger out.
100%. If I'm like, I'm going to do this, he'll be first one to tell me straight. He'll just say, well, I think you should be doing this, or well, this is what's required, mate. Or if I'm moaning too much about something, he'll be like, well, this is what it is. If you want it, you have to do it. And he's one that puts me through hell like all the time. He's one like he can push me better than anyone else.
Yeah.
So yeah, massive shout out to Neil. I definitely won't be here without him. And I probably won't we keep him going as well. Like he believes in me. If he tells me I can win this tournament, that's what he said when I told him I was going to do the tournament. He said, I think you've got a chance of winning that, and that gave me all belief in world then to actually think, yeah, I can do it. Yeah, he don't always give a million compliments out, but ones when he does, it means like that. Ones that give you,
home, yeah,
100%.
You've actually cornered with him as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I've cornered Anthony Holmes with him and stuff. Yeah, no, we're like best mates, me and Neil. Yeah, we've done a lot together. Like it's mad, like I said, because I used to go to his gym, and then now he works. Yeah. He works for me, but I still feel like his boss. It's weird. It's like a weird dynamic. Same with my dad. My dad cleans in my gym. Like he's almost like semi-retired. My dad. So he does like 2 shifts on 8. I used to do 4 on 4 off, and now he does 2 on 8 off, 2 on 4 off, and he's like that. And then has 18 days off. And so I said, don't think so, Dad. You're going to be cleaning my gym anyway. So, but even the same, if I'm in, then whatever music's getting played, it's my dad's. Do you know what I mean? Like no one's got any arguments with that. So same in that. So I've got my own gym, and I feel like 2 people run it. So yeah. But other than that, mate, if I'd like to give a shout out to P from Golden Team as well.
Yeah.
Just so I'm with Golden Team for amateurs now, and even when I went training down there, because my gym's not through the amateurs, because we've got a good past, me and P, I used to train down there as well. He had me going through amateurs, even though he knew with my busy schedule, with my family, with me having my own gym, that I was going to struggle to get down the classes all the time.
Yeah.
So even though anyone else really, unless you're training at the gym full time, like, or you're there, that's the gym you're at, where he let me train with Neil. Again, he's got a good relationship with Neil. He just wanted best for me. He says, let's get this in. And then even at one point, I wasn't actually going to go professional with him either, and he was still more than happy to be the one to help me, which just shows how much of a good guy he is as well, and sees best in people. He's not just there to take you, like I said, for your money or for this or for that. He's not there to benefit himself. He was there to just help me, which is great. Which I am actually going professional with P now as well. Just from bodybuilding.
Sounds like you've got really good people around you.
Yeah,
you need
100%. Best coach. Yeah. Best coach. I couldn't ask for any better coaches, and it's just something that I've missed all the years. But when I was training.
Would you say that Neil is the man that influenced your boxing career more than anybody? Or?
I would say so. I would always boxing, even like I fought one of Neil's lads. That was the guy I fought for the title when I got the draw. So I've always boxed. I've always fought anyway, without anyone through it. I came to Neil and actually said, "Look, Neil, this is what I'm going to do. I want 1 year now. I've come back 31. I was 30 at the time, so I've got 1 year. I want to just go for it. I'm all in." And he said, "Right, if you're 100%, mate, I'm 100%." And so he's obviously the one watering plant for me, though. Do you know? Like he's the one who definitely keeping me going. So yeah, he's definitely one just inspires me for it. He still trains now like a beast. Do you know what I mean? I sparred with him the other day as well, and he's a tank. He's an animal. Never lets up. Doesn't matter what age it is. And I just feel like when your coach is doing that as well, it's sort of. Do you know what I mean? He still has highly motivated. Same as my dad. My dad's 62. No, I think it's 62. Sorry if you're not dad. He'll be watching. But he still trains 150% every single day. You know,
still trains
he always has, still does, my dad, yeah. He was,
so did your dad box originally?
No, my dad started boxing at 50. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
He was second in Britain for weightlifting. When he was 15 years
so he
old.
used to be a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Bodybuilder, sorry.
Yeah, weightlifter.
Weightlifter.
So bodybuilding, weightlifting different. So he used to do clean and press and
Yeah,
stuff like that. So second in Britain. He only came second because he went in the weight category above because there were like 2 people in his gym. Otherwise, he'd have been British champ. He still holds the schoolboy records now. So, and he still trains.
So it's genetics.
Yeah. I've got his height as well. Cheers, Dad. But he still trains like a madman to this day, and I still drag him out on. He dragged me actually on 3 peaks. You know, that was my first one back after breaking my leg, and he says, "Do you fancy 3 peaks, right?" I said, "Yeah."
What,
nice
after you
one.
broke your leg on it?
Yeah. He said, "Do you fancy it?" I said, "Yeah, sound." So dragged me on that. I still drag him on all sorts, tough mudders and that. It's me and my dad go. Just
what
me
about
and my
you?
dad.
What's your relationship like with your brother?
So my twin brother now, because he was working with me at one point. He was working with me in the gym, but we were just. He's always been a joiner, my brother, alongside fighting. We're always doing joinery, whereas I've always just been in the gym all the time.
Yeah.
And then we're working together. And it works, but there's no sort of like, you can't really tell each other. I can't really tell him off or out either. Like, not like we're ever bad, but it just, when I moved gyms, then he went back to joinery. It just haven't been self-employed. Just didn't really work for him because he's always had a definite income.
Yeah.
And then when it come to being self-employed, then like it just didn't work for him anyway.
He didn't like it.
Yeah, but he still comes and trains at the gym and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. Like he just don't do as much into fitness. He likes his weightlifting. Does my brother just like bodybuilding style training. Like me and my dad are well into his fitness. Like I dragged my dad into doing some pads this morning. So yeah. Swear to God, I'd seen him and I said, "Fancy some pads, Dad?" He went, "I'm knackered. I've just done bad." Every started doing 50, but yeah, that was the point anyway. Well, that I've got these people around me, whether it's coaches or like my family. We're all out to get it anyway. Like, we don't matter how old these lads are. That's when I'm 32. I feel young then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When I've got Neil around me, I've got my dad around me and stuff.
Do you feel like, because it's been like stop-start with you as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, and that's
been like in increments, like you've had a year off.
If I'd have been flat out, I reckon I could have gone really far. Honestly, I do. Other things have got in way. I've got like 3-4 businesses. Which I'll give a little shout out to the end. But I've always just thought that. I've never known what I wanted to do. Like, honestly, like I just like competing. Like 1 minute I'm doing MMA, then I'm doing jiu-jitsu, then I'm doing boxing, then I'm doing 4-ounce hybrid boxing. Right now I'm doing amateurs. I want to be pro again. Like anything that involves competing, I change my mind like every time wind changes. So yeah, I keep going. I might be doing IROX next week. So I don't know. No, I win. Well, yeah, so that's where.
So
that's
be bare, if it weren't for your hands, you'd be bare knuckle, I'd imagine, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I reckon I'd like to finish on one anyway.
Would you?
Yeah, it's just I know my hands are like I said, like breadsticks. Yeah. So
I think a lot of people break. Well, actually, most of fighters they break their hands every single fight, don't they?
Yeah. Well, my mate I trained this morning, Mark Tiffin, for his potential huge fight. I can't say about it, but huge fight on BKB.
September.
Yeah. Do you know when he's fighting October? He's fighting at Leeds show. Yeah. So he's on that. Mark Tiffin, I don't know if you know him as well. Yeah. He's mad as a box of frogs, is Mark. Like, so he come in. He broke both hands last fight. I think he broke both hands
he's
fight
from
before
Nottingham,
that.
isn't he?
Yeah, he's a mad guy, mate. It's the funniest person you'll
both
ever
his
meet.
hands were like balloons. Last time, both broke.
Yeah, but then he was still in pub sending me photos with 2 pints and that. Like, just proper good guy, though. Genuine guy as well. Like, crazy. Never come from any fighting background at all, but would fight anybody. And when you see him behind. When you're trying to get him ready for a fight, like anyone else, you warm him up steady. Him, you wait until the last minute and start winding him up. He's one of them. Like, we start getting him. We're starting he's like nearly in tears. He's that angry.
The rematch he had last time, you could see emotion in his eyes.
Oh, when he walks out, I've never known anybody like that. There's Jack Culshaw as well, who I've cornered.
Want to know in BKFC.
Oh, mate, he'll be a world champ.
Is that good?
Mate, I've never seen. I think he's had every single fight he's had. He's knocked nearly every one of them out first round. I think last one was his first. That was that K1 MMA. One at times he sat him back. I think he just had a can of Stella, and they said, "Oh, main event's pulled out." He says, "I'll do it." I think you were fighting K1. He jumped in for MMA and beat the lad like same night. So we had 2 fights one night. So I know he had a bad knee injury, so that's what stopped him from thinking. But he's been a good one to get on.
Yeah, he'd been out a while, hasn't he? With that injury,
he's another one. Is when you're trying to corner him, like he looks. Do you know like shark's eyes are like black?
Yeah.
Like when you're looking at Corny trying to talk to him, he's not there. He's gone. He's like serial killer mode. He's just like just completely different animal.
Is he taking in what you're saying though? When that?
No.
Yeah. You say it anyway.
Both of them, like I said, both of them two. two of my closest mates as well. But they're straight up savages, like when they're in there, straight fighters. Like no, they're not bothered about looking pretty or not. They want to come in and hurt you like that. But again, nicest lads ever.
To be honest, I've seen a few of Mark's
like
fights, and he's improved a hell of a lot, hasn't he?
Yeah, Mark's
before he was a bit more of a brawler, and now
So Mark came to me. He'd had an A-Bale fight, I think. He come to me and he says, right. He says, what? I said, barely even knew him. I think I seen him outside a pub chatting to him when I was cornering Reece Murray at the time. And I'm chatting. He's pulled up in this big like Range Rover thing. Just pulled up with his big chain on and that. And he was just listening to him. I didn't know who it was. Anyway, a week later, he turned up at gym. I'm fighting next week. You fancy cornering me? I said, yeah, I can do, mate. Anyway, he turns up against this lad. Scariest guy you've ever seen in your life. We're like, good fighter as well. They were nearly fighting him back. Comes out. Gets knocked down by this lad. He didn't even know. He went to stand up. I said, take the knee, take your time. Anyway, stands up. If you watch the video 100 times back, right, you still can't see what punch Mark lands, right? Nearly killed lad. Face down, boom, out cold, right? And then I thought, all right, let's get him training now. But then he wouldn't do that. For first 3 or 4 fights, and he'll hold me to this as well. I bet he didn't spar. He just used to turn up, do some pads, and he'd go, yeah, I'm fighting again in 2 weeks. He took a fight on a day's notice for boxing. He was like, fancy coming corner me tonight? Oh, yeah, I can do, mate. Like, just mental as fuck, like crazy. Just nuts, yeah. Same with Jack, like I said, Jack Coleshaw, he come back, he'd had 6 years off training, come back for 1 week. He says, can you get me a fight next week? He says, yeah. Come in, knock like that first round.
No ring rust whatsoever.
I swear to God, they're not the same as other people. Yeah, different breed. But me and Jack we've always trained since that back at Sesco days. We've always trained and always been that. So we have no such thing as technical spars. Like they're all, they're all crazy. But that's the people I'm around all the time. People I'm cornering. I'm also can be sparring with them. So a bit of a weird dynamic. But yeah.
Cause, Team Valor, they're down at your gym as well. Aren't they?
Yeah, they're just moving now. Like so, obviously Neil were part of that. I not speak too much, it's not really my place to say, but I know Holmesy were then taking it on, and me and Holmesy I still pad Holmesy, I were in his corner, we've gone separate ways at times, he's come back and stuff, we're really close mates,
always got on well.
Yeah, we've always had a really good bond, whether it's been the same with him when he used to come down training with me when I didn't even have a boxing ring at the time, and we were going and we had a couple of boxing matches together where I cornered him and he won, and I won his first 3 world titles with him. He jumped straight into a British title. I was with him for first fought like 4 belts, and then I stayed with him then, and then I think he went to Golden Team actually for 1 at fights then, got British title, and then he sort of come back over to me then.
He's one of those people as well, isn't he? He's really calm
so
spoken,
tame,
really nice person, genuinely nice guy. Then goes to the ring and you're like, what the fuck?
Honestly, when I've seen him in some wars...
I've heard some tales of him out at ring as well. He used to be an animal, didn't he?
He still is, mate. He still is, and honestly, like...
When you speak to him, you won't think he would say...
He's just a nice guy, isn't he? Just all around, really good.
The most chilled out...
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Really nice
chilled
guy.
out, craziest guy I'll ever meet. But I can remember one of the Chad Kelly fight when he fought that American. It was 7 3-minute rounds, and after the first round, he had... The split in his knuckle were like size of a £2 coin, dripping out of his, and we were hiding it, so they didn't stop it, and that just like he had cuts all over his face, just going right 7 3-minute rounds, bare knuckle.
That's too much, isn't it?
He wanted like a touch thing. It was a fucking war, like that takes a lot out of you. That, and he were doing this early on. Every time early on, he were getting like smashed up, but always beating them worse. But it were always his face were a mess after every fight.
Tissue.
Yeah. So no, he's a warrior. Like I say, I can't say enough good stuff about Holmes.
His last knockout, oh my god.
Yeah,
we were there.
Do you know what was funny?
Yeah.
He goes to the Matty, the lad that's not here today, he usually sits here. He goes, Matty, take a picture. He's taking picture while Holmes is literally landing the knockout punch behind him.
I put the phone down. I thought, what's happened? And he was laying on the floor. Chaz Wasserman, wasn't it? He was laid down. I thought, like, what the fuck? I checked my phone. And I got the
best timing ever.
Yeah, crazy. I'm really good mates with all of them sort of people, like I said, Rico and all that. At my load of my gyms fought loads of his lads and stuff before. I've gone to barbecues with Rico and all sorts.
They're all nice kids, aren't they?
Yeah. Do you know what? They're all, but then when they get in there, they're just animals, mate. Like, and that's what I think. Like I said, when I first started, you're so naive and you don't realise what's out there, and you're not even into that. I'd just use this as an example. So I've got a guy who just started training with me, a bit of an older guy, wants to get into training, potentially have a fight. So then I'm now training him put him in sparring with one of my other lads who's had a couple of fights. All right, moves really well. Not mad aggressive, but super skillful. So great person to like take him through the rounds, yeah. Then I've got another lad who's had a lot of fights, can put it on him, can be looked after, right? So this is 3 levels. Then I've got another lad, Andy Golding. He come in, sparred him. He will seem quite a few levels above them. And then I've got another lad who can give Andy a hard time. And it's just like, this is only in my gym. You've got tiers of like, that's like 5 different tiers. That's just in my gym. So imagine rest at country, rest at world or whatever. There's just so many levels to it. And I just don't think people give it enough credit. I think no one had watched Leeds United football or whatever and say, right, next week I'm playing in Premier League or whatever, would they? But in fighting, everyone seems to think
that's because everyone thinks they can have a fight. They do it all.
And it's in them videos on... there's a woman who does it like on Instagram and TikTok, and she'll put the statistics down that are like says men think they're 4,000% harder than what they are. So she goes round to prove it basically. So what she'll say is go up to a big guy and say, how would you feel? Back yourself in a fight and why? And they'll go, well, big guy, I can move, I'm pretty well rounded. And they'll go, well, you just shadowbox for a minute, and they're shadowboxing and that. You'll have to watch that. And it's just proving the point that it's so true. Like they actually think when they've never had a fight, they think they can fight until you walk through them gym doors and you realise.
Until you get one in mouth.
Yeah. I've watched a couple of fight shows before where they've done local shows and all the lads up, maybe the boy who was around that time have fought and the medicine look a bit.
Yeah, Danny Mitchell always says that. He says, well, when you look as they're walking into the ring, he says you can get a feel from them.
Yeah.
You look them in the eyes and you can see rather they're ready and they want it, or 100%. Some of them are just doing it for
100%.
Yeah, 100%. For wrong reasons maybe. And he says, very last place you want to be is in that fucking ring when it's wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's very humbling.
Do you take that as well? Have you seen that where some guys have kind of folded a bit before they've gone in?
Yeah. So what I see more so, I've been there when people have quit. That's hard because it's never been something that it even entered my head. Like I'd rather go out on my shield. You know what I mean? One of them like most lads who've sat here say the same. Do not throw that towel in no matter what. I mean, obviously coach is there to protect you, so they should have had to throw a towel in before. But I've seen lads who don't give 150% on training, or they act like they're training more, or just skipping corners. Do you know what I mean?
Reasons on it.
Yeah. And there are some again in there. They've got a fight set up and they know it's against someone shit, dead confident, and then he's pulled out.
Never miss a session.
And then that's it. And then they're all over it. All the Facebooks about how much they're going to smash this kid in. And then he pulls out and they get someone else in. And then next status, win, lose, or draw, I'm going to try my best. And all of a sudden, it's all changed. The dynamic of everything's changed. Then they come in and all that confidence, I'm going to try it. And all of a sudden, on the night then, they're not who they said they were going to be because the opponent's changed. And that's just what a lot of them, I just call them like Facebook fighters, me. That's what I was used to call them, because they were in there for a good photo and then they never, or they'll fight a couple of journeymen, then they get beat by somebody and then
you don't see them again.
Yeah. Because that's what
it's brutal though, isn't it? It's a brutal sport.
Oh yeah, it's very unforgiving as well. Like everybody sees when they watch the pals, they think they're going to be a hero in every fight.
Yeah. And
that's a good thing. I'll shout this out to Aaron Slimane. He'll fight absolutely anybody. He's fought boxing, kickboxing, bare knuckle, but he'll fight good lads every single time. Every time. He never picks a fight. He's had a few losses. Does not stop him. He's the most active fighter I've ever known. And he'll fight all the time. Fights pro lads, and they're always ranked. I remember his first pro one though. He got matched against 32-0 world champion from France. Fucking knocked out with that, and I thought, no wonder. Do you know what I mean? But still took it. He shouldn't have done like it. There were a bit of shit with coaches where they said it were from semi-pro fights or whatever, so a bit of dirty move. But anyway, yeah. So that props to Aaron. He's a real one. Do you know what I mean? He's one of them. He'll fight a proper fighting man as well, and he will do it. On drop him and that, like he'll go and fight. If he won't try and pick a fight, he never has. Yeah. He's usually one who gets pulled out on day and all this, and sometimes he will have an easy fight, but you won't be able to say like label him for that because it's just because people have pulled out on him. But he's had some bad luck. You're
cut from the same cloth, aren't you?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Yeah, we were all around at the same time. Like I said, we were all fighting when there were no Facebook wasn't a thing. Mm-hmm. Like when we just come out, Facebook was like I looked at some old pictures at Facebook and that, it brought back some right memories. But there were no like you won't even post it videos. It were like what are you feeling today? And you just written like what you
For
off to the
me,
shop.
the Facebook, like, besides all that, what can bring to me, how it can actually damage and break fighters, in my head at least, that's how it works. You know, even, you know, if you're all the fighter in your blood, but then you lost and you had a bad fight, whatever happened, you lost. And the next day you open your Facebook and then you have 3,000 fucking keyboard warriors. Oh, I knew his shit. I told you his shit. And you're like, what the
I think
it has its benefits as well, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like for selling tickets, for promoting yourself. On one side, it's fucking fantastic. On the other side, there's nowhere to hide. Is it?
If you're the guy who lost and you're reading all that and, you know, you're like, what? Like,
I think that depends on your level, obviously. Or depending on if you're... You know, someone who likes to strike themselves as a bit of a villain who gets everyone going and everyone watches you to see you lose almost. I know, like, there's a few of them guys, isn't there? I think that might end up giving you some backlash. And I think the further, the higher you go up, like, when any big pro boxers fighters lose, he's washed. That's it, he's done. He should retire. And you think,
well, they're saying that about Dubois last week.
Yeah.
Saying, he didn't want it, he quit.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Oh, it's mad, isn't it?
He got sparked out.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough, he got up, but it's not. Why would you want to carry on? Like, you know, if you get hit, like one more time, you might get fucking permanent brain damage or something.
Look at Smith and Eubank.
Yeah.
When Smith won the first one, everyone was saying he was best in world at the time, and then he lost the second time.
One fight later, he's a piece of shit.
That's what I was saying. Carl Froch was saying you should retire. He says, and he called him up on it. Did Smith like? And he said, why were it 2 months before? Oh, best thing since sliced bread. World level, and all of a sudden, like, I shouldn't be fighting. So I understand that. Again, you're going to get everyone's opinion. I guess you sort of sign up for that as well, especially this day and age. You can't. It's unavoidable, isn't it? Now, like, it just comes part and parcel. That's why when I used to fight, the one that I took on a day's notice, I didn't have any time to put on. I just put on saying, took a fight tonight, won. Everyone was like, fucking hell. Yeah. But I used to get loads of good feedback from that as well. Same if you can tell difference in crowds if you're lost. Like, I see that mainly with other lads, really, though, where if they win a few fights, they've got everyone, and I understand
everyone
it as
jumps
well.
On, don't
I understand
it.
it. Everyone wants to be celebrating and winning. They might not be an hardcore fan, but they might want a nice night to celebrate, and completely get that. But then you see, if they lose, then the crowd gets smaller, or
which is a weird thing to me, because if you're following somebody, you said that they lost, but you're not gonna like, I don't like him anymore. It's like,
look at I always think this is mad as well. Do you know? Have you seen, like, obviously Rick Yatton? How many did he take? Did he take 40,000 to Vegas?
Yeah.
When he fought Mayweather, right? Yeah. So
on Pacquiao as well.
Look at his Instagram now. He gets 3,000 likes.
Yeah.
Like, you had 4,000 people travelling to Vegas to watch you, and now you're getting 3,000 likes on a, like, for me, like, I'm just crazy. Like, they were my idol. Do you know what I mean? I like every single.
It's always what have you done recently, innit? People have got very short memories. If you've got a couple of losses, they forget about you. It's brutal, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But so what about? What about your other businesses?
So
Ultimate Shred, you started off with.
Ultimate Shred I did when I was. That one in 2015 started. I actually got the idea off. Do you remember the Biggest Loser? Do you ever see that in the American show?
Oh, when they come really overweight, and I've seen that, and they have so long, and they almost, I think they're competing who's gonna lose more per week or whatever.
Have, like, colours for
I actually watched that.
So I based mine off that. I had this idea, so I thought, right, well, that's what we'll do. We'll do a weight loss competition. Whoever loses the most weight wins money. So I did it. £30 to sign up. Winner gets 300 quid, right? Which means I'd made no money, right? But at the time I wasn't doing very well with PTs. But I said you've got to have free personal training sessions during that time. That's how I built my client base up. Yeah. As it got bigger, I could do less and less PTs. I expanded business, got it big before lockdown. Then lockdown really turned the corner, went all over the world. I'm still doing that today.
So, sorry for my ignorance, because I really don't know how that works. So
it's a 4 weeks. It's a 4 weeks transformation one now. So it started off, it was a weight loss competition. Right. Then it was a fat loss competition where the person who lost the most body fat percentage would win a prize money. At one point, we're like £1,000 prize money.
And you will give them.
So £1,000 prize money if you won. Yeah. Right. Then when I turned it online, obviously I can't do body fat measurements, so we do it transformation based, right? So we'd put so many pictures on, They'd go into a final, and then it'd go to public vote who had the most impressive.
That's good. That's mega.
Right,
But
so I
will you create them like a discipline and like food programs and all
yeah,
that?
so they get home and gym program. They get diet plan. That can be for carnivore, vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian. It's all now on an app. When I first did it online, I wasn't really ready for it. Like I said, I woke up and I was like, all my website had crashed because most signups that I've got about max 100. I got like 1,000 overnight, and all from Australia and Dubai and all sorts. So, but then obviously I got it to a point then where it's like the app that I've got now is unbelievable, and I'm still doing.
What's it called?
Ultimate Shred. So
The
it's
actual app called Ultimate
the
Shred?
app's called Shred Lifestyle now. I rebranded it when I had a split with a business partner. So anyone wanting to download app Shred Lifestyle. So they're 4-week competitions that run. It's not something that you're going to maintain forever. And that's not what we say either. We don't sell it like that. So we're not saying, right, if you do this 4 weeks thing, you lose 10% body fat and you lost 20 pound. We're not saying if you go back to eating shit, you're going to put weight on. Don't matter if you do 4 weeks, 4 months, 4 years. If you start making bad habits, you'll put the weight back on. What we say is it's a kickstart to your training career. It might be a mental challenge. It might be a physical challenge. You might have an holiday coming up. You might just want to get back into the gym. You might be just starting the gym. It gives you education in your nutrition. It gives you education in your training. It gives you breakdown tutorials for every single exercise. Simplified options. So you've got adaptations and progressions for each exercise. As the week goes on, progressive overload in the gym and out the gym. So there's something there for everybody. Whether it's a challenge, we also encourage people to do their own training as well. Like for myself, I've not got a boxing program on there, but I love boxing. So what's the chances of me maintaining the training after and building good habits, doing the things I want to do, and then eating better? It's going to be more maintainable after.
Yeah, because all when you give them programs, all what you can hope really that they build good habits, because 4 weeks is really, if you even kind of half into it, you can kind of build habits, don't you?
Yeah,
and then
100%. Well, they
you
say
learn
21
new stuff,
days, don't
and
they? 21 days to build an habit. 12 weeks to change your lifestyle. But like again, it's when it used to be in person, the finishing rate was incredible. Like I can remember doing some where every single person finished because they were around. They were doing classes in your gym. Everyone created this bond, brilliant community. And now when it's online,
what would you say it is now to it?
Honestly, but it's 30%, which sounds really bad. Which obviously we want to boost up, and that's why we're constantly trying to push,
tweak it to
we're trying to push community on it. So as we got the app changed, we used to do it on Facebook, and we used to do like live chats. People ask all the questions, and again, a little bit more interactive. Now I haven't got that on the app yet, so it's sort of it's almost like a Facebook within my app,
right?
Like a group chat. Everyone's talking, but the only problem with that is I can't see people. So you know yourself, for someone else who's not major into training, might be a bit shy. The reason why they're doing it online probably is because they're not confident. They want to stay at home. They're doing the home program. So when they sign up, the foot's half in the door. Do you know what I mean? So they'll do it, but then how is everybody? They won't let themselves know because in the back of the mind, they're not 100%, or they'll start cheating, or they'll come up with an excuse.
When they're coming to your place, it's all in, isn't it?
Yeah, once they're in and everyone sees you, like people know when you're missing. People are going to message you and say, how are you getting on? Everything all right? And everyone's talking, everyone's honest, and then you get one person that says, do you know what, I'm really craving this, and someone else goes, yeah, me too. And all of a sudden you've got people they've all got the same
it's a
problems.
community then, isn't it?
And other people saying, yeah, listen though, but I've lost this much weight. It's really good, please stick to it. Do you know what I mean? And we created that. So with the online thing, that's the only one thing I'd say with the online, which is very
What kind of
hard
numbers are you up to now then, would you say?
We do. I bet we do. I bet we do 50, at least 50 per comp. I don't push it nowhere near as much as what I used to, which is a downfall because I've got the gym. I do my own PTs. I do 40 one-to-one PT sessions a week. Well, like I did 12 PTs yesterday. Trained for one of them, like I was telling you earlier. Like I'm dead busy.
Today.
Yeah. I'm super old school. Like it were really hard getting going PT when I started, and then I've always sort of just kept that mentality. Even though I wish I could spend a lot more time with my kids, I always get this like you were saying earlier, family takes over everything. Although spending time with them is actually more important than anything. Like making sure that they're not struggling is even more important. So so I'm lost in that. When I do get that time, then I don't even enter my head sometimes to think about doing this extra work. I'd rush home to see my kids or whatever. Or
how do you juggle all that then? It must be
very, very difficult. What I'll do is
Well, I'm thinking, what's going to happen when you're going to turn pro?
Yeah, even more so. So hopefully, them pays sponsors. I'm pretty impulsive with everything. Like I make decisions without thinking. Obviously, can tell that. But
what about your missus? She must be supportive.
Yeah, she's supportive. She finds it hard though as well. Like she struggles, and I try my best to keep with my hours. Luckily, I can give myself time when I need to.
So the PTs, obviously, it's a lot.
Yeah,
but
the PTs, the unsociable hours.
Yeah,
if I really needed to, like she puts up with so much in that term. Like she holds it for at home. Like can't thank her enough for it. Every time I get home, there's tea on the table, and there's never no complaints at home. She's always one make sure the house is spotless every day. She looks after the kids, best mum in the world. You know what I mean? So she's it's what you need if you're gonna do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
The hours are bad. The hours aren't, and she's always lived off my sort of dream there, where I say, things will get better, things will change in this way, things will free up, and time will come up. And I've always got a new idea every 6 months that I think I'm going to be the next millionaire. Do you know what I mean? But I chase that. She knows that side of me as well. She understands it. She knows that if I go for it, same now. Just started my own podcast because I haven't got enough going on. So I thought, well, let's do something else. Right? So
I think if she sees that, if you're starting something and you actually follow through, it's different. But if you would start and quit and every 1 month you something, that's different.
That's
but
the only problem.
If you keep following through, it's a good thing.
Well, that's the thing with the shred lifestyle is because I've done it for so long now. Then when something else new comes up, then I'm like, oh, what's this? And I'm like, but then. I won't quit anything. Same with PTs. Yeah. Like I tried stepping out from PTs before. I sat in an office trying to do online stuff. No chance. No way. As you can tell, I can talk me. You know what I mean? So.
Well, Liam Golding said you'd be perfect on
it. Yeah, I told mate.
Give him a mic. Shout out to Liam. Second he's with him. So what's the idea behind podcast then?
So that is for. I think there's not enough speaking space for people who are just being PTs. Like. Personal training is one of the highest failing industries that there is. So I'm sure it's like 92% fail industry with PTs. Bear in mind now, every single man and the dog's a PT. You go online, it's nothing to do with how much you know, how well your programs are. It's who you are. It's how many followers you've got end of the day, and that's what it gets brought down to.
So sorry I interrupted because that was one of my actually questions I had for you. Yep. So I thought if you could give one good advice to somebody who would start your career as in PT, what would you say? Yeah.
So what I'd say is find the thing that you're most interested in, and don't try and do everything. Be a chameleon towards each client. So what I mean by that is some people are going to want the drill sergeant thing where you're shouting at them. Other people are going to want a bit more reassurance. There could be an old woman, there could be a young woman, there could be an old man, fit man, whatever. And each one of them is going to be a different person. Treat all of them individual. Don't be a robot. Don't make it like work. So treat everyone like your friends as well. They're not coming in just for business. Being a PT is a luxury. So people don't have to pay you, do they?
Yeah.
It's a luxury to do it. I think find your niche. For me, I found the boxing. It's something I'm passionate about. When I'm selling the PTs, what you're doing, don't sell yourself. People appreciate your story anyway. So people appreciate what you're doing, your commitment, your passion. They love to see it. What they want to know though is how you can help them.
Yeah.
So how can you help me? I don't care about how
because essentially that's what they come for. 100%. They come for to you because they actually think I need help, so I need professional help, and they look at you
that'd be my advice. Is don't forget about who it's for. Be passionate, be enthusiastic. Whether you come in on the morning, you're tired, you're there for them. You might be there lift that you need. Some people come in and they need, like if they come in and you're tired, or you come in and that you're in a bad mood, like that might just ruin their training, or they might need lifting up. Just sometimes put that mask on. It sounds a bit silly, they say don't do that, but try and be a good smiley face when they come in. Get them up for the training, whatever mood they're in. Be ready to adapt. Still go through with whatever session you've planned. Maybe you have to ease it or adapt it depending on level. If they've got a fight coming up and they feel rubbish, tough shit, you're gonna have to do an hard session. But be adaptive. Create a niche, something that you're really passionate about, because then that way all your emotional come through properly. I wouldn't train people for bodybuilding, for example.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No, I used to, but when I used to be training, you don't need to be a bodybuilder to be in good shape and stuff. And I've been in that phase where photo shoots with top off and all that stuff. No. Yeah, I've been there, man. Like literally, your photos just you with a set of dumbbells. Like, I think that's the worst way you can fucking go about it. But I've been there, I've done it. Again, same with that. Like what? No one wants to see you. That like they appreciate you, but then selling PT sessions with a picture of yourself on, like well, I don't want to be you. Like, don't.
Yeah.
What can you do for me? I'm like Linda from 54. Like, I don't want to look like you, mate. Like, holding dumbbells in there. So yeah, that's all I'd say is yeah. Be ready.
I hope Linda's not watching this. By the way.
Sorry, Linda, if you're watching. Yeah.
Your neighbour.
I've just trained biceps for you last week. Just getting ready for the first fight.
God, you've got a lot going on, mate, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what again for the podcast. I'm not talking anymore. I'll talk your head off. But
No.
So the PT side of it, the PT Launch Lab, like I said, that's just for a platform for people to help them. I know how hard it was to start as a PT, and I feel like you waste a lot of time doing things like I've just mentioned. Like the question you've just asked is the sort of things that we talk about on the podcast. What we think you need. To get a good start, good kick start. Hopefully we'll get some guests on ourselves. Like I think everybody comes from a different path as well. Like myself, I come straight out of school. I was fighting, fell into PT, no problem. Other people have worked all their life, always had a passion for training. Or they might have done a bodybuilding show and then they'll get into it. Or they might have come out of school and I feel like the more people you put together, the more success stories you get. I think the more people you can help.
Is it like fair to say that? I guess I don't think they teach you because when you do PT training, they just teach you about body physics of the body, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so when you get a job, let's say in a gym, it's kind of you thrown into the trenches, aren't you? Because you suddenly have to hunt people and you have to get if otherwise you don't get paid, don't you?
Yeah, so
part of any of that training to do with mental side of it as well. Like
how
to approach people, how to deal with certain situations.
So what we teach, and when you do your PT quals, is that's the other part of the business. Is I sell and provide PT courses.
Right.
So
Okay.
we used to do it. I used to do it so where I were getting people on board, and then the tutor came in, and then he taught them, and then you got paid for that, right? But then we decided that we wanted to be tutored as well. So then we got people on. And we taught them, and then we decided to get even higher up the board. So it took the last couple of years. We're really high on the board now, so we can run like full self-sufficient courses. We're on with the board. They've come in and they've checked our facility, said it's all good, like really happy with it. Now we can teach our courses ourselves. Okay. So that's what we try and add onto ours. So everybody else, they'll say, right, I was at bodywork, respiratory system, circulatory system, and all that. But you don't really teach you how to train anybody. How to get clients, how to approach people, mental and physical health, like which was most important, how you should approach each person. None of that exists, like you just said.
Yeah, because from all the years I've trained, I only was approached by one guy. Yeah. One guy. And you know what? Yeah, I bought a lesson from him. Not that I needed, but just because I appreciate that he actually come up. I thought,
and I feel like, again, just what you've just said there, like I've done that version. I've done big commercial gym. I've done private gym, and I've done my own gym and stuff as well. So I've gone from. So good lucky for me. I can see it from everybody's point of view. But again, somebody were trying to get PTs out of my gym. You're talking, if it's not social media, you're not going to walk into anyone in my gym and say, "Do you want PT?" Because I'm like, "No, I'll go with Rye."
There's no
because
chance.
they're there for not for me, but like there's Neil and stuff as well. But like they're going to go with us, the guys who've done it. So it's very hard to get started run it if you're good on social media and you can provide some good content. And people who don't know us, coming from different areas, then you've got a chance. As a commercial one, you can use the approach technique, but how many people want to be approached when they're training? Would you want to be on a treadmill sweating and then someone says,
like, not many.
"Excuse me, mate," and you're like, "Yeah, oh, do you want to buy some sessions?" "No, fuck off, mate." Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's an harsh truth, it is.
But then it's all socials, isn't it? It's all
100%.
Today, I think that it's changing, isn't it?
Again, like I said, I've been through both. I was just in between that thing on Facebook, where Facebook were a thing, but we were just saying what we'd been doing ad for tea. Do you know what I mean? It was literally as basic as that. Everyone were writing on, talking to each other, liking people's new relationships, and that. Like literally, that's literally someone's dinner looks banging, that mate. Like literally, that were it. And then I was sticking posters around gym, handing business cards out.
Yeah.
And then we used to have like all PTs were going around putting their business card in front of others on treadmills. And also, honestly, it was chaos. chaos. Every man for themselves, like all acting like best mates, but sneakily trying to. Yeah, we used to get inductions provided by Exercise for Less. That's where I worked for 3 years. So they used to give us inductions, and then you had to like have a proper script to be like, how am I going to get this person? I used to try and make them feel like they couldn't even train without me. Like if I went there, they're fucked. You know what I mean? Like mad. I used to be like, without me, you're wasting your time. That's what it was like. I swear to God, it used to be like a pitch.
No pressure intended.
Yeah, that's what I said. And I'd be like, right, this session we're doing these sit-ups and a front ball, so they had to pass me. I was like, what would you do if I went here? I swear to God, every set would have dropped set. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, all sort of like, all pushing them up for pull-ups, so like you can't do them on your own. So I swear to God, that's how I used to.
Piling weight on them as well.
That was, yeah, that was literally. I was spotting them. Like, all you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that was sort of how I used to do it, make them feel like they really needed me for that, and sort of spoke to them sort of like whatever progress they're going to get in that time, right? So they might have been training for 3 months, right? But you might have been doing squats wrong for 3 months, so that's going to take you however long to make. You're probably never going to get much definition. I'll teach you how to use all these muscles, right? Within 3 months, you're going to look like a different person. That's what I like. I like technique is so important. Without someone correcting you at side, like you could be wasting 6 months, and then you'll decide you're going to come back to me and end anyway. Then we're going to start doing it, and you've wasted 6 months. So just give it a chance now. We'll do 10. You tell me after that if you want to train. That's what I like. You're like a Wolf of Wall Street pitch, mate.
Well, that's it, mate.
To be honest, with squats, you were dead right anyway, isn't it? If you're doing it wrong, you can be there forever.
Absolutely. So that they were just like my main things, which to me. Obviously, like I said, you can tell I can just talk, so I'm like dead confident when I'm talking. So I used to just used to roll off tongue. So I never had no problem sort of in that sense. But when you first started, you were trying to keep the clients. Honestly, like my first ever session, like do you know when? I mean, young PTs do it now. They just try and beast everyone all the time, and like. That's not the way to do it. You want to give people, like, show them this is what it's like and let them feel like they've achieved something, and then be like, this is where we're going to go with it.
And gradually
like,
build it.
You know what? That one manageable. I can do that. I got a good burn. Like, you'd either do a little bit of a burn at the end of the like, got a good sweat on, like, I like that. I can manage that. And then they come back, and then they're like, right. And then all of a sudden, you start pushing them, get to a point you can see where the boundaries are. Beginning, you want to see, I'm a right good hard PT, me. I'll put you through it, and we'll get some results. And I can remember I put this guy on these 2 machines, incline press and flat bench press. I said, right, on here, 10 of these, back to back, 3 sets, no rest, right? Didn't know what we're doing. He said, we're just going to nip to the toilet. I said, yeah, no worries. And I swear to God, I sat there for 5 minutes, and I seen him walk out in his suit. So I just walked out. That was my first ever client.
Too much for him.
Yeah, just beasted him straight away. Like, didn't even
thing
warm
is, you're
up.
learning at that point, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's
when
right.
I look back now, I wouldn't have paid for my son. Even if we were talking about, shut up, you idiot.
You know, when I just started going to gym, so walking, I think it was Pure Gym. I can't remember which. Do you know what? Don't quote me on that. I don't know which. I can't remember which gym, but I walked in and I saw all these, fucking walking around with personal trainer, and I didn't really know what that was. I'm new, walking around just picking anything. You know what I mean? Barely know what I'm doing. Just reading books at home and all that crap. And I was doing my shoulders, and this is where I was really struggling, my shoulders. And I walked up to, gym was dead empty. I walked up to this one guy, personal trainer, t-shirt and everything, standing there, fucking honestly like that. And I asked him a genuine question. I said, my shoulders, I don't really know what I'm doing, and it seems like I'm not getting anywhere in all this. And he just stood there rather than saying, you know what, I can help you out. He goes, if you don't I'm like, yeah, well, you should be all right. I'm like, what? And I walked away, and I was thinking, what the fuck was that? I'm like, isn't he a personal trainer? Yeah. That was the weirdest experience. And then later I found out that that's how they get paid. Then I was even more confused. I thought, why he didn't
get you on as a client?
I just couldn't understand that. I was like, what the fuck?
Do you know what? Again, levels with PTing as well as crazy as well. Like some guys who I know some boxers who charge 50 quid an hour and only do boxer size. I'm like,
good business, isn't it?
Mad. People pay it. And I always think I'm an idiot then for undercharging. Then I'm like, God, I've been doing it for that many years. And I do that many hours. But I just feel like I think the area is important. Like, being from Pontefract, it's like, you're not going to charge 50 quid an hour. Who's paying that? It don't matter who you are. Like, do you know what I mean? You see Paul Daly, I think I paid 40 quid for him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's been good having you, mate.
No, I've
Yeah.
enjoyed
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
Thanks for
Could go
coming.
on for hours, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, sequel's coming next week.
Yeah. I've got more, but I think we can leave it
So
for
yeah,
next
where
time.
can people find you then? Obviously on your socials.
Yeah, so at Rye Robinson Boxing, Instagram, TikTok if you're interested in that. I'm not, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not.
And then I've got Shred Lifestyle is my Facebook, Ultimate Shred Official, Instagram, and Ultimate Shred Academy is the one for the PT Launch Lab podcast as well, which is on YouTube as well, PT Launch Lab. So plenty to say, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That's already ready to go. That's all set.
Yeah, they're on. I'm on about podcast. I think we're on podcast 6 that I'm doing in the morning now.
Okay.
So yeah, so hopefully we'll get you on mine.
No,
Yeah.
no, mate. I wish you all the best for September.
absolutely.
September, you said we.
Yeah, September 14th is the tournament.
Yeah, hopefully
start.
you win that, mate, and then get your dream of
I
turning
hope
pro,
so.
and then
If not, I'm not coming back on.
you are.
Yeah, I will. I'll be there.
Oh yeah, thanks for coming, mate. We appreciate it
Absolutely.
very much.
Cheers for that.
Thank you, mate.
The No Bones Podcast.